Hello, and welcome to Quiet Harbor. I'm your host, Noah, and I'm really glad you're here. This is a place created for slowing down, for letting the noise of the day soften and drift away, and for giving yourself permission to rest. For the next little while, there's nothing you need to do and nowhere you need to be. Whatever brought you here today can wait. This time is just for you. As you settle in, gently notice where your body is supported. Feel the steady surface beneath you, holding you without effort. Allow your shoulders to drop just a little more. Let your jaw loosen. Now take a slow breath in through your nose and let it flow out through your mouth, long and unhurried. Again, breathe in deeply and exhale even more slowly. With each breath, feel yourself arriving more fully here. Tonight's story is called The Lantern Path by the Quiet Sea. It's an unhurried walk along a shoreline at dusk, where the sea moves in its ancient rhythm and warm lanterns glow softly along the curve of the land. As you listen, allow yourself to truly see it. Imagine the colors of the sky as the sun lowers. Picture the lantern light settling into the gathering blue of evening. Hear the hush of water against the shore. Smell the salt in the air. Let your breath match the slow, steady rise and fall of the tide. This is a story to move through gently, step by step, lantern by lantern. Let each detail form clearly in your mind. Walk the path. Feel the ground beneath your feet. Breathe in the sea air deeply and slowly. And with every exhale, allow yourself to sink further into calm. The sun is touching the horizon now, and the first lanterns are already glowing. Let's begin our walk along the quiet sea. You arrive at the path just as the sun begins to touch the horizon. The sea stretches out before you, calm and vast, its surface catching the last of the daylight and holding it like something precious. The water barely moves, just the smallest lift and fall. A breathing so gentle, you might not notice it at first, but it's there, constant and patient. The path follows the curve of the shoreline, a well-worn trail of packed earth and smooth stones. Every 20 paces or so, a lantern stands on a wooden post, each one already lit, though the sky is not yet dark. Someone comes through each evening to light them, you suppose, though you haven't seen them. The lanterns burn with a soft, warm glow that doesn't try to push back the gathering dusk, but instead settles into it, becoming part of the evening rather than fighting against it. You begin to walk, your footsteps quiet on the path. The air smells of salt and seaweed, of fish and weathered wood, of all the things that belong to places where land meets water. It's a clean smell, honest and familiar, even if you've never been here before. Some scents carry their own memory, their own sense of home. To your left, the harbor spreads out in a gentle arc. Fishing boats rest at anchor, their hulls dark shapes against the lighter water, their masts making straight lines against the sky. They rock ever so slightly with the movement of the tide, a motion so small and steady, it seems less like movement and more like breathing. The boats have names painted on their sides, though you're too far away to read them in the fading light. It doesn't matter what they're called. They belong here, resting after their day on the water, and that's enough. Beyond the harbor, a long stone pier reaches out into the sea. A few people stand at its end, fishing lines cast into the water, but they're too distant to hear, too far to disturb the quiet. They're simply there, part of the scene, as much as the gulls that drift overhead, or the rocks that line the shore. To your right, the village rises up the gentle slope of the land. Cottages cluster together, their walls painted white or soft blue or weathered gray, their roofs made of dark slate that catches what light remains. Windows glow with warm yellow light, one by one as you walk. Someone moving through their home, turning on lamps as the evening deepens. Someone settling in for the night, beginning those small rituals that mark the transition from day to rest. You can see smoke rising from a few chimneys, thin gray columns that climb straight up in the still air before dispersing into nothing. The smoke carries the smell of burning wood, sweet and comforting. Somewhere, someone is tending a fire, adding another log, watching the flames catch and grow. The thought of it warms you even from here. The path continues, and you continue with it. There's no hurry. The lanterns mark the way, one after another, their light growing more visible as the sky darkens by degrees. The sun has slipped lower now, half of it gone behind the far edge of the sea, and the colors have begun their evening change. Gold spreads across the water, and orange, and the first hints of pink. The sky above holds on to its blue for now, but you can see it beginning to soften, beginning its slow transformation into the deeper shades of night. A bell rings somewhere in the village, a church bell perhaps, marking the hour. Its sound carries clearly across the water and up the path. 3 slow tolls that fade gradually into silence. The sound feels appropriate somehow, like a gentle acknowledgement that the day is ending, that evening has arrived. No alarm in it, no urgency, just a marking of time, the way time has been marked here for years, for generations perhaps. You pass another lantern, and another. The path curves slightly, following the natural line of the shore. Small wooden benches appear here and there, placed where the view opens up or where an old tree provides a natural resting spot. Most are empty, but on one you see an elderly couple sitting close together, looking out at the water. They don't speak, don't turn as you pass. They're simply there, sharing the evening, and you leave them to their quiet communion. The tide is going out, you think, though it's hard to tell. The water's movement is so subtle, so gradual. But yes, looking more carefully, you can see that the wet sand closer to the water's edge is a different shade, darker where the waves reached not long ago. The sea is pulling back, slowly, slowly, taking its time. It will return later in its own rhythm, following the moon's gentle pull. But for now, it retreats, leaving behind shells and smooth pebbles and strands of dark seaweed. A few small boats are pulled up on the beach below the path, turned over or resting on their sides. Their paint is weathered and peeling, showing the bare wood beneath. They look like they've been there for years, like they're part of the beach itself now. Maybe someone still uses them, or maybe they've been retired, left to rest in this place they know so well. Either way, they belong here. settled into the sand, witnesses to countless tides. The light continues to change, moment by moment. The sun is nearly gone now, just a sliver of gold at the horizon, and the colors have deepened. The sky above the sea glows with pink and orange and the softest purple. The water reflects these colors, holds them on its surface, so that it seems there are two sunsets, one above and one below. Mirror images that blend together at the horizon line. You hear voices ahead, laughter that's warm and easy. Around the next curve of the path, you find a small group gathered near one of the lanterns. They're older, these people, their faces lined with years of weather and smiles. They're talking about fishing, about the day's catch, about someone's grandchild who's learning to sail. Their conversation is unhurried, meandering from topic to topic, the way conversations do when there's no need to rush. They nod to you as you pass, friendly but not intrusive, and you nod back, included for a moment in their circle of light and warmth before moving on. The path leads past a small shop, closed now for the evening. Through its window you can see shelves of supplies, rope and nets, hooks and line, all the necessities of a fishing village. A sign hangs above the door, swinging slightly in a breeze you can barely feel. The wood is old and weathered, the paint on the sign faded, but you can make out the words, "Ship's Stores, since 1847. The numbers feel solid, real, a connection to time that stretches back beyond your own memory, beyond your own lifetime. This place has been here, serving this village, for nearly 200 years. The thought is comforting somehow, this continuity, this persistence. More cottages line the upward slope, their windows glowing warmer now as the natural light fades. In one window you see movement, someone passing through a room, carrying something, perhaps preparing an evening meal. In another, curtains are being drawn, shutting out the night, creating a private space of warmth and safety. These small domestic actions, repeated in home after home, evening after evening, feel like a kind of prayer, a ritual of settling, of making peace with the coming dark. The church bell rings again, a single toll this time. You've lost track of time, but it doesn't matter. Time feels different here, less urgent, less demanding. The evening stretches out, generous and patient, allowing everything to unfold at its natural pace. You come to a place where the path widens, creating a small viewing area with a low stone wall to lean against. You stop here, resting your hands on the sun-warmed stone, looking out across the harbor. The sun is gone completely now, slipped beneath the edge of the world, but its light remains in the sky, diffused and soft. The blue has deepened to indigo overhead, and the first stars are beginning to appear, faint points of light that will grow stronger as the darkness deepens. The lanterns along the path have become more prominent now, their light more necessary. Looking back the way you came, you can see them stretching into the distance, a string of gentle lights marking the path, welcoming anyone who might walk here in the evening. Looking forward, they continue on, disappearing around the next bend, promising more path, more quiet shoreline, more evening to walk through. The water has turned darker, reflecting the deepening sky. The boats in the harbor are silhouettes now, their details lost to shadow, but you can still see their gentle rocking, still sense their presence. A few have lights on, small lamps hanging from their masts or cabin windows glowing warm. People sleeping aboard perhaps, or preparing to, lulled by the water's movement, by the sounds of rigging creaking softly and water lapping against hulls. You hear a door open and close somewhere in the village, the sound carrying clearly in the quiet. Footsteps on stone, getting fainter. Someone going home, or someone stepping out to check the sky, to breathe the evening air before settling in for the night. The village is transitioning, moving from the active day to the restful night. Each person and each home making that shift in their own time, in their own way. The breeze picks up slightly, just enough to stir your hair, to bring new scents from the village, bread baking, or perhaps already baked and cooling. Wood smoke again. Something herbal, maybe rosemary or thyme from someone's garden. These scents layer over the constant smell of the sea, adding warmth and domesticity to the salt and brine. You push off from the wall and continue walking. The path is easier now, your eyes adjusted to the lower light, your feet finding their rhythm. There's a meditation in this walking, in this steady forward motion with no particular destination. You could walk all night if you wanted, following the path as it follows the shore, lantern after lantern lighting your way. Or you could turn back at any point, retracing your steps, seeing everything again from a different angle, from a different moment in the evening's unfolding. Another bench appears, this one empty, and you consider sitting for a moment. But the walking feels good, feels right, so you continue. The bench will be there for someone else, or for you on another evening, if you return. There's something generous about that, these benches placed along the path, offering rest to whoever might need it, asking nothing in return. A cat emerges from the shadows near one of the cottages, crossing the path with that deliberate, unhurried grace that cats possess. It pauses to look at you, eyes reflecting the lantern light for a moment, then continues on its way, disappearing into the darkness on the other side, going about its evening business, whatever that might be, hunting perhaps, or simply patrolling its territory, checking the familiar boundaries of its world. The path curves again, and the view changes slightly. You're farther from the main cluster of the village now, the cottages more spread out, more space between them. The harbor is behind you, though you can still hear the water, still sense its presence. Ahead, the coastline becomes a bit wilder, the path running between low dunes covered in beach grass that whispers and sways in the breeze. The stars are brighter now, more of them visible as the sky darkens. You can make out familiar patterns if you look up, constellations you learned the names of once, or perhaps never learned, but recognize anyway as old friends. The stars seem closer here, more present, maybe because there are fewer competing lights, or maybe because the evening invites you to notice them, to pay attention to the vastness above. The sound of the sea changes slightly, not louder exactly, but more present. You're closer to the open water now, farther from the protection of the harbor. The waves are larger here, though still gentle, rolling in with a steady rhythm that sounds like breathing or like a heartbeat. The sound is soothing, hypnotic, drawing you into its pattern. You pass another lantern, its light warm and steady. Someone tends these faithfully, you think again. Someone walks this path each evening, carrying matches or a lighter, ensuring that the lanterns are lit, that the path is marked, that anyone walking here will have light to guide them. You don't know who this person is, may never meet them, but you're grateful for their unseen care, their quiet service. The path ahead continues on into the darkness, marked by more lanterns, stretching forward as it has stretched behind you. You could keep walking, following it wherever it leads. Or you could stop here, rest on the next bench you find. Simply be in this place and this moment. Or you could turn back, return to the village, to the warm lights in the cottage windows, to the smell of bread and wood smoke. But for now, you simply walk, your footsteps soft on the path, the lanterns lighting your way, the sea breathing beside you. The evening holds you gently, asks nothing of you, offers everything it has. The soft air, the quiet sounds, the darkening sky, the endless patience of water meeting shore. And you accept what it offers, walking slowly, breathing deeply, becoming part of the evening's peace, part of the rhythm that has no beginning and no end, that simply continues, wave after wave, breath after breath, lantern after lantern, on and on into the gentle night. Good night.